Have you ever wondered why the rich keep getting richer, while most people are just trying to make it to the next paycheck? Here's the truth. The rich don't just work differently, they think differently about money, about time, about opportunity. And once you see the world through their lens, you can't unsee it. So today, we're pulling back the curtain, because if you keep thinking about money the way you were taught, you'll stay stuck in the same financial loop forever. But if you're ready to think like the rich, to see money as a tool, not a trap, then stay with me till the end, because the last principle I'll share might completely change how you build wealth from now on. Let's begin. Most people see money as something to spend. The rich, they see it as something to deploy. Every dollar is a tiny soldier, sent out to work and bring back more soldiers. You buy new sneakers, your dollar disappears. You buy a stock, a business, or an idea, your dollar recruits more. It's like Pokemon, but with cash. You want to catch more returns, not more liabilities. The fear here. Most people never let their money work. They work for their money until the day they can't anymore. So next time you're about to spend, ask, am I killing a soldier or sending one to battle for me? And that leads us to the next mindset. One that sounds simple but changes everything. The average person wants to get rich quick. The rich. They play get rich for sure. They understand time is the ultimate multiplier, not talent, not luck. That's why the rich are obsessed with compounding. They know wealth builds quietly, then explodes suddenly. Ever heard someone say, I'll start investing when I earn more? That's like saying, I'll start going to the gym when I lose weight. It doesn't work that way. The long game demands patience and discipline. But patience alone isn't enough, because the rich pair it with something even more powerful: control. Most people try to predict the future. The rich, they build systems that work no matter what the future brings. Instead of guessing which stock will double, they own businesses, cash flowing assets, or create multiple income streams. They don't say, I hope. They say, I plan. If your financial life depends on a single paycheck, one job loss can wipe you out. But if you build control systems, your income survives, even when you can't work. So, instead of asking, what will happen to the market? Ask, how can I stay in control, even if the market crashes? Now, control gives stability, but the next mindset gives acceleration. Time is the most expensive currency, and the poor sell it cheap. Every job, every overtime shift is a trade. Time for money. The rich flip that equation. They spend money to buy time. They automate, outsource, delegate. Not because they're lazy, but because they understand. Time creates leverage, and leverage creates wealth. If you're editing your own videos, answering every email, doing your own taxes, congratulations, you're the CEO and the intern. But every hour you buy back can be used to create something scalable. And that word, scalable, leads to the next truth. The middle class thinks, if I work harder, I'll earn more. The rich think, if I think smarter, I'll earn exponentially. They know effort has limits, but systems don't. That's why the rich build assets that scale: digital products, real estate portfolios, content brands, investments. If your income stops when you sleep, you don't have wealth, you have a job with better furniture. We live in the most scalable era in history, the internet. If you're not building something that compounds digitally, you're fighting with 20th century tools in a 21st century game. But scaling is useless without one thing the rich protect more fiercely than cash. If your attention is scattered, your bank account will be too. The rich are ruthless about focus. They say no more than they say yes. They understand that every distraction, every scroll, every pointless argument steals from your future wealth. You can't manifest millions while doom scrolling TikTok at 2 a.m. Focus is your superpower. Protect it like your life depends on it. Because financially, it does. And when your focus sharpens, you'll begin to see the world differently, especially this next shift. The poor ask, how much does it cost? The rich ask, what's the value? They don't see a $1,000 course as an expense. They see it as a potential $100,000 decision maker. They don't see an employee as a cost, but as leverage. If you're afraid to spend money on growth, you'll stay stuck in the loop of scarcity. Because the rich know every dollar wisely invested in learning, leverage, or systems is another soldier building the empire. And that's where everything connects. Because once you start thinking in value, you unlock the single most powerful wealth engine in existence. Now you see the difference. The rich don't just have more money. They think in a completely different dimension. They use time, attention, systems, and value as weapons. And if you adopt even one of these shifts today, you'll already be thinking like the 1%. But here's the twist. Everything we've talked about depends on one secret force that quietly builds millionaires over time. It's the reason Warren Buffett earns more in a day than most people do in a lifetime. It's invisible, unstoppable, and it's working against you if you don't understand it. It's called the power of compounding. And if you want to master it, click the next video right now. Because once you understand how compounding multiplies everything, from your money to your habits, you'll never look at wealth the same way again.